Hello, Lego lovers. This is Elle, and this is a Lego Dots parts slash set review. I always say that like that because it's kind of both because I don't do a separate review. But this is set number 41944, 188 pieces, retails for about $15 in the US. And, well, it's called Candy Kitty. Kitty Candy, something like that. But let's get into the parts of this different kind of dots type package. First of all, up top here, you can see that this is not just a parts pack. It's not a bracelet. It's not a bag tag. It's both. So we have a dots bracelet in that kind of cool light yellow. We have a white bag tag, which I think we got with the panda. We have a lavender little thing for the bag tag, and we have the original color for the key slash dots prior. I don't know, whatever. Okay, but let's get into the maybe more interesting parts. So first of all, we have some kind of interesting parts here. We have the kind of 1x1 curved tile or curved part in this medium lavender, and we got 4 of those. Then interestingly enough, we have this, as I call, micro roof part in this light royal blue, and we get 3 of those. Just a really sharp, nice triangle design there. We also in clear have the kind of pyramid tile part, and then we have a jumper in white, not special, and then we have 9 about of these just 1x1 satin tilings. So I did line them up by 5s, so if you look at it and you want to know how many and I didn't mention it or whatever, that's how you can tell. But first we have, in the standard dots part, we have tons of this medium azure, and then we have some in that light royal blue, and even some of those kind of curved parts with a flat one side. I don't know if I've seen it in that color, at least it's not too common, so happy to just see more different colors. And then in here in aqua, we have more of the dots parts, and even the flat part like before. Quite a few of those in here. There is, I think, another set with those in. I could be wrong, but they're not too common. We have this lavender color. I think those are common with the dots. And then a bunch of those curve parts. And then over here we have some yellow, quite a few of the dots parts. And then we have in light yellow some of those dots parts and the curved parts. As you can see, we got a lot of the dots parts and then those kind of curved tiles. And then over here, dark pink for that. Quite a few dark pink. Happy to see lots of pink. Then we have these in that dark pink. And then we have bright pink or light pink dots parts. And we also have squares. One of the few colors that we get the square parts for. Unfortunately, none of those shapes. Would have been nice to see those shapes. I think this is because they wanted to be able to give the animal a pink nose. Whatever. But we do have 3 of those in that light pink. And then white, we have some dots parts, not too special there. But then once we get into the printed parts, this is kind of where it gets a little wild. So first of all, we have this print. See if I can use the tweezers. And you can see that it has, really hard to see, but it has the what you would call it, sprinkles all over it in 4 different colors. And you can just see it's a 1x1 circular tile as such. And then you can put it on something. So we'll put it on this just to kind of get a look at it. So you can kind of see how that looks. Obviously, it'll probably look a little bit better further away. But basically, it kind of gives it a sprinkled on effect. Very weird and kind of interesting. You could also, I'm going to have to use my key on camera to take this off, just in case you've never done this before. It's just like that. But we get quite a few of those right off the bat. As you can see, it looks like we get 9. That's quite a big number of those, and it's just interesting to get a transparent print, I guess you could say. So nice to see that. Then we have these weird eye shapes. I do not know how to explain them, but it's kind of like the glazed over eye look is what they were going for, I believe, which makes sense when you're excited for candy. And we have 2 of them and 1 extra, and it looks weird when it's not on a face. And then we have our face, which looks like this animal has eaten some pink frosting. Kind of cute, and we get 1 extra of those. Then we get the candy swirl dots part. So you could use this as just kind of an effect by itself, but the concept they want you to do here is to put them in a circle, and you kind of get like a peppermint type candy as such. You can kind of see there, like that. That's pretty cool and neat. I like that. But you can also obviously do different stuff with it. And then quite a few of these kind of what we'll say is pink frosting dripping down or something. Or flip it over and it's white frosting dripping down. And obviously you can combine these together to get kind of different effects. And then over here we have just a peppermint swirl, but instead of red, we have it in this blue, which is just kind of an interesting flip from that part. And that's all the parts you get in here, besides the cardboard box, if you want to count that. So the question is it worth it? Now at $15, you would expect minimalistically to get 150 1x1 parts. And obviously, if you're thinking about it in terms of plastic weight, that's not a whole lot. It's hard for this because one of the things is as an AFOL, and I'm sure a lot of other AFOLs watching this video, these parts can have no value. You can use them, not saying you can't, but they have reduced value. You can't use them very well in mocks. I'm sure people can, not saying you can't. It's just they're a little bit hard to use. And however, the variety of color of parts here is really nice for such a smaller set. I like these interesting parts up here. I think those are cool. All the prints are fairly nice. The animal prints are fairly the least useful prints, I would say, but they're the cutest. These can be used for candy and other things, obviously. I do wish there was one more full of these peppermints. I think that's a huge letdown in my opinion, because when I opened it up and I was counting them out, I was like, well, that's kind of disappointing. I wish there was a lot more of those. So at the end of the day, this set's kind of meh. It's okay. Definitely love the color selection, love some of the prints, but it feels a little expensive for $15. If you're going to end up using these 2 things, I think it's a good value. But other than that, it's not overly special besides the prints. And I know prints can be quite expensive, especially if you don't buy a lot of these sets. But I do like a lot of the curves. I don't know. I mean, it's middle ground on this set. It's okay, but it's not okay, which pretty much probably doesn't help anyone. Well, I think it does. Because, like I said, if you like the colors here, then you don't have a lot of dots parts, this is going to be probably a great set. If you're into the candy theme or looking at making some sort of candy shop mock or store or just a bakery or something, these parts are going to be great for you. Those parts are pretty cool back there. So there's a lot of good parts in here. It just feels a little expensive. But I've talked about these little dots for quite a while here. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and hopefully you'll check out more of my videos. Thanks again for watching.